Buried in the patch notes, this is perhaps one of the most obscure game changes / buffs in the entire 1.4.5 update. Quote, newly generated Mythril, Orichalcum, Adamantite, and Titanium ore patches are now the same size as Cobalt and Palladium patches. Essentially, this is a buff to the amount of Mythril, Orichalcum, Adamantite, and Titanium in your world. The previous smaller veins of each higher tier ore are now replaced by the larger veins you normally see the lower tier ore spawn with. Aside from just meaning there's more ore, it also means each vein is more rewarding. You'd rather have a few big clumps than a bunch of tiny clumps, wouldn't you? However, how big is this buff actually? How much more ore is there actually in the ground, numerically? Well, there's only one way to find out. By checking. I first started by generating 18 worlds, 3 small worlds, 3 medium worlds, and 3 large worlds, both in Terraria 1.4.4 and Terraria 1.4.5, and smashed 3 altars in each. After generating all of them, I then stuck them through T-Edit's analysis tool, which tells me the block makeup of each world. Using this, I can tell exactly how much ore is present in the ground. And well, here are the results. In 1.4.4, the 3 small worlds had on average 5,292 Cobalt, 2,750 Mythril, and 1,377 Adamantite. The 3 medium worlds had on average 7,967 Cobalt, 5,041 and a third Mythril, and 3,518 Adamantite. And the 3 large worlds had on average 10,046 Cobalt, 6,954 and a third Mythril, and 4,763 and 2/3 Adamantite. In 1.4.5, the 3 small worlds had on average 5,045 Cobalt, 2,961 and 1/3 Mythril, and 1,974 Adamantite. The 3 medium worlds had an average 8,098 2/3 Cobalt, 5,547 Mythril, and 4,491 Adamantite. And the 3 large worlds had on average 10,683 and 2/3 Cobalt, 7,962 and a third Mythril, and 7,064 Adamantite. So what can we glean from this? Well, first we can see that there isn't really that much change in the amount of Cobalt in each world. This makes sense. The vein size of Cobalt or Palladium hasn't changed. What we can see is that there is substantially more Mythril, and especially Adamantite. Again, this is expected. Mythril will be slightly more plentiful as its veins grow to Cobalt size, while Adamantite would become much more plentiful as its veins become much larger. Alright, but 3 worlds of each size is kind of a crummy sample size. I mean, even for a silly video like this, you probably expect better than that. If we want numerical data comparisons, we're gonna need more samples. Well, to satisfy that, I decided to generate another 10 large worlds in each version, giving us a sample size of 13 per version, or 26 large worlds total to work with. And here is the data for that. For 1.4.5, an average of 10,449.31 Cobalt, 8,213.54 Mythril, and 7,026.08 Adamantite. And for 1.4.4, an average of 10,390.08 Cobalt, 6,973.23 Mythril, and 4,893.15 Adamantite. Looking at this data, we can substantiate our claim that there really is more of the later ores. Around 17% more Mythril and 43% more Adamantite in a large world for this sample. Meanwhile, you can see that the Cobalt amount between the 2 worlds is basically exactly the same, and looking at the standard deviation, we can also see that it is very unlikely this was all caused by random chance. So to answer the titular question, how much more Adamantite or Titanium is in Terraria 1.4.5? Well, it might depend a bit on world size, but it seems to be up to 40% or so more Adamantite, alongside around up to 15% or more Mythril. Either way, you're getting substantially more. Hello, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing as it supports the channel. Only about a third of you are. Similar videos are on the left and right. Either way though, thank you for watching, and good day, and goodbye. See you next week.